Hey guys, hope you're all having a great day. So in today's video, I planted some winter snowman ice angels camellias, which are from Monrovia. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that you may have seen in the video. First of all, I want to talk about the variety of camellia that I'm planting, because you might be thinking, oh my God, Josh, you're in a zone 6. Why are you planting a camellia? And second of all, you may have seen that it said Shop Monrovia on those containers that I got. So I just want to talk about the plant that I'm putting in, and then also my experience with ordering from Shop Monrovia. So first of all, the camellias that I got, I have these tags right here. These are the tags just like you'd find at the store, but it says Winter Snowman Ice Angels Camellia. And if you go on Monrovia's website, which I'll have it linked down below if you want to take a look at this plant in further detail, most camellias are hardy in, I think, like zones 8 through 10, generally much warmer climates than what I live in. But they have 3 camellias that are hardy. They're all part of the Ice Angels series, but there's 3 different colors, I think, of flowers. So the one that I got is called Winter Snowman because it's white. It's like a semi-double flower, and I think it said it's like an anemone-looking flower. And then there's like a pink and a red that you can get. I just like the white personally, but all 3 of them are all hardy to zone 6. That means 0 to negative 10 degrees. And they're supposed to be evergreen plants, so they will hold on to their leaves over the winter time. And they also are going to be blooming in the winter, which is really cool about camellias. That's kind of the reason I put them into my tropical bed, is to give more of an all-season interest in terms of plants. So you get the nice evergreen foliage, and they also are going to be blooming probably late winter, early spring. I think the way that camellias work, from my understanding, is the warmer the climate that they're in, the earlier they're going to bloom. So they might bloom like Christmas time or January further down south. And because these are an exceptionally hardy plant, we'll probably see blooms more in the March to April time frame. I'm thinking around the time that hellebores bloom. It doesn't give a lot of detail in terms of that. That's just what I'm guessing. But I will definitely let you guys know when I find out next year. So besides that, these plants get 12 feet tall, 5 feet wide. So they're actually a pretty columnar plant. They're going to get quite tall without taking up a lot of space, which is really nice. And I have them intermixed with perennial hibiscus, which is going to be blooming more so in the like fallish time, like late summer, early fall. And then also the hardy bananas that you see here. And there's one other plant that I'm going to be adding in as well, which I'm very excited about. And that'll probably be the next video after this. So stay tuned for that. I'm very excited about that one as well. But yeah, these are really cool plants. The only thing I have a little bit of a concern about is that it does mention that they want more filtered sun, and they definitely are in a full sun location, so we're gonna see. They do get a little bit of protection from the fence that's back here, so they will get a little bit of protection from winds. They will get a little bit of sun protection in the morning, but they're still gonna get a lot of afternoon sun into the evening, especially since a lot of the trees that would protect it in the afternoon are deciduous, so it's not gonna have a whole lot of shade. We'll see how they do. I'm not super concerned about it, but it's just gonna be one of those things to kind of figure out, because I am in the coldest zone for these camellias. The other thing I wanted to mention about these camellias that does give some interest more in the springtime is their new foliage is like a deep reddish burgundy, and then it fades to a green over time. They're kind of done at this point. I would say that they're pretty much all green, and if anything, like a lighter green for that new foliage. But when they first came in, they were a nice deep red, and it was definitely quite interesting for them not having flowers, just how nice they looked. So it adds another season of interest for them. Now, in terms of ordering from Shop Monrovia, the size of container that they came in, this is the size that you can see right here. I think it's considered a 5-gallon. I think they had a couple sizes, and we went with the larger ones just to get some more mature plants. They weren't cheap. They were like $120 a piece for each one of these camellias. But I would say right now they're a good 3.5, maybe almost 4 feet tall at this point, and then just a couple of feet wide, but they are columnar plants, so that makes sense. So they were a really great size. They were in like perfect condition. They haven't grown much since I got them. If anything, they really haven't grown at all. I think they were kind of past that by the time they came in. But they came from Monrovia. I actually talked to a representative and said that they came from California, their California location. And we actually ordered them in January. So we ordered them very early, and then they just were going to ship as soon as they were able to, as soon as the weather was warm enough. So I would say mid to late April, I think, is when they came in, maybe even early April, but sometime in that month they came in, and then I've just had them in pots since. Now, I will mention, if you order from Shop Monrovia, they do not deliver to your house. So they deliver to a garden center of your preference. I chose Hat Toys Nursery because it's right down the street from me, and That happens to be where I work as well, so I actually got to see when they came in on the truck, and they just come in like any other plants do at the garden center. So when Monrovia came in with their semi truck, they had my order as well as a few other orders too. So a number of people do order from Shop Monrovia, and they'll get it delivered to that garden center. And then usually the garden center will just call you and say, hey, your order's here, you can come pick it up whenever. And it just makes it easier for Monrovia since they don't have to deliver to everybody's house. They didn't call me specifically just because I was working there, but I got to see when it came in, and they looked awesome. I picked them up pretty much the day that they came in, and they've been at my house ever since. It was actually still kind of cold, so I had them inside for a couple of weeks beforehand, and then I brought them out once it was plenty warm enough, and I finally got around to planting them now. So that's pretty much it. At this point, I'm just going to water them in well. I'm going to water them deep and frequently for the next couple of weeks, and then just make sure that I consistently water them at least a couple times a week throughout the rest of the season. And then when it comes to the fall and winter, I'm not entirely sure what I am going to be doing. I'm going to do some more research in terms of this, but I did email a Monrovia rep and ask them, and I think they mentioned just mulching the base of the plant up a little bit for the winter time, kind of like I do with my hardy bananas. But I think they're going to be better off than the bananas. I don't think I have to mulch them as much. But I'll make a video on whatever I end up doing in the fall, so you'll see that as time comes. But hopefully they can just root in, get themselves used to this climate and used to being in their spot. That's why I wanted to put them in the ground now, so they had a few months to really grow in before the winter comes, and we will see how they do. So besides that, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, comments, anything like that. I'll try to get back to you as best as I can, and I will see you in the next video.